Here's a little Sears record player that I picked up at the flea market today, and as you can see, I have it apart, doing some repair work on it. When I got it, the main problem that it had was the volume control was very scratchy. Okay, should be an easy fix. Just remove the case screws, and in 3 minutes you've got it fixed, right? Well, wrong. The reason being is it uses these oddball safety screws to hold the case together. I guess Sears and Fisher-Price were in cahoots with each other on this one, because Fisher-Price like to use these same kind of screws. I managed to get them out, but it was by the hardest, and I'll admit that I used some language in the process that I probably shouldn't have used. The way I got these out was I was able to get my vise-grip pliers around 2 of them, and after much trying and cussing and what have you, I was able to get 2 of them out. The third one wanted to be much more difficult, and as a result, I messed the case up a little bit. I guess the only thing I can do there is maybe get some touch-up paint and fix it. But here's the stylus that's defective, just a standard flip-over stylus, LP on both sides, no 78, or it shouldn't be, seeing as how this record player is only a 2-speed model. I think I've got a stylus somewhere around here. I'll have to go look, but whatever I have will most likely be an LP 78 version, which that's okay. I just won't use the 78 side. And here's the cartridge, most likely a little high output crystal cartridge. Amplifier is nothing to write home about, as you might expect. Here's the motor, which at least it uses an AC motor, and the motor also has a winding on it to provide a low voltage for the amplifier chassis right here. And you really can't see it that well, but the amp is about as basic as you could expect. It uses a little 8-pin IC chip for the amplifier. Little 4-inch speaker there with a date code on it from 1979. Okay. And of course the case is all heavy-duty cardboard. Back years ago I had a similar Sears record player. I think it was older. It was red and white in color. I think it was probably from around 71 or 72, and it played all 4 speeds, but the amplifier and case construction and all was basically the same as this one. And I think Sears actually made a few vacuum tube models that were similar to this. It used this same style of cardboard case. Okay, with that said, let me look through my junk. First, let me answer the phone. Okay, that was nothing. Telemarketer, which is usually the case around here. But anyway, let me see if I can find a good stylus for this thing, and I can show you this thing in operation. Okay, I was able to salvage a needle out of an old junk record changer. It's a little bit different from the needle that came out of it, but I was able to get it in there good enough for a test until I can obtain the proper needle. So I'll demonstrate this with a 45. It actually sounds pretty good for what it is. It actually sounds better than the last portable Crosley record player that I had in here for repair. And when I say Crosley, I mean this new junk. Okay, there's a 45. Now we'll try it with an album. Set this to 33. And the only LP I have down here right now is an old 10-inch record from the mid-50s, a Columbia Various Artists compilation, although this thing will accommodate up to 12-inch records. So let's see what this sounds like.
Sweet memories you gave for me. You can't beat the memories you gave for me.
Take one fresh and tender kiss.
The memories you gave for me. I wanted well.
Okay, works pretty good to be what it is, and yes, it was made on the cheap side like most other kids' record players from the 70s, but I think it'll clean up okay. Eventually, when I have more time, I want to take the mechanism apart and lubricate the motor and clean it, but I don't really have time to do that today, and I'm also going to replace the safety screws with regular screws that I can remove with standard equipment. I know why they use safety screws. They wanted to minimize the risk of some kid opening this thing and electrocuting him or herself. But I don't have to worry about that over here. I'm just looking for ease of service. Okay, there you go. My 1979 Sears Kids record player. Thanks for watching, and more to come later. Oh, and by the way, here's something else I picked up from the same vendor at the flea market. This is a Truetone AM/FM solid state wooden case table radio, and of course Truetone was Western Auto's house brand. This thing looks like it's been stored in a barn for years. The finish is real bad on the cabinet, and it's very dirty. It's a Japanese-made set. Kind of looks like it might have been made by Arvin. I know Arvin made some radios for Western Auto during the 60s, but there's the inside of it. It's a dual speaker set. I just sprayed the potentiometers and the function switch with control cleaner, so let's see what it does. And what do you know, the thing actually works. I can tell the speakers are rattling a little bit, but for something that's been stored in a barn or likely been stored in a barn.
Is 10 miles. Return you to regular programming.
There's AM.
AM 10.
I don't know what I'll do with this radio. It's really not worth too much. It would make a good shop radio for somebody, but that's about it. I guess I might try to do something with it one day, but there it is, the late 60s Truetone AM/FM radio. Thanks for watching, and I'm gone this time.